Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Virginia Killmore, and welcome to my studio. I'm so glad you decided to join us today. Today's card is another card from the swap that I just finished, and the card is designed by Darla Watson. I love the simplicity that she used the designer series paper to really make the card incredibly strong and a great design. And I used a template, and we'll change it up a little bit. So let's get started. So today's card really does not show up great on the screen. I don't know if you can see the beautiful Blushing Bride paper and then the foil. I'm going to zoom out so you can see the template, but this card is just stunning. I love it. Darla did a great job on it. And I love the fact that it's so simple. It really uses the designer series paper and the strong connection with color to make a great card. Now my template is slightly different because I'm going to change it up. I've been using a lot of cards this week that I like, but I like to change up the layout. So we're going to work basically with this same layout, but what we're going to do is use a different item for the center, because I actually don't have the stamp set that she had. She used, I think it's Always in My Heart or something like that. And I don't have that. So we're going to be using Posted for You, which is a set I love, and I love the love sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment on a scrap piece of Sahara Sand paper that I have. And then let that dry, and then we'll color it. I'm also going to stamp the inside of the card. And because we're using Sahara Sand throughout, I'm going to stamp this special delivery stamp right in this little corner. I think that's just so pretty. So we'll set that aside and we'll put that together with the card. So now let's build our card. And the card is pretty straightforward. We're going to glue all of this together and put the ribbon on, and then we'll finish coloring in the background of the sentiment. So the card uses designer series paper called, I already forgot, I think it's called True Love. No, Love You Always. And it comes in 3 different patterns. There's no 2 sides to this. The other side of this paper is white. So, but it coordinates with these 3 colors. And this card could be done with any of the 3 colors. In fact, I probably should have done it in the brighter concept just because you would have seen it better. But I don't think like that. That's a problem I have. Okay, I'm going to set this aside because we don't need the ink anymore. But I am going to glue all of this together because I want to put my ribbon on. And the ribbon is the same ribbon we used Wednesday. And then I'm going to glue this on here. It's rare that we have paper that isn't colored on both sides, or doesn't have a pattern on both sides, let's put it that way. And I'm going to make sure that that all sits right the way I like it. But she did use the gold side, and I am going to use my little trick that I love, which is just wrapping this around and then trimming it. The trick with this is because it's one-sided, we want to make sure that we get that one side showing on both ends of the ribbon. So when I pull this through, I need to twist it so that I get that nice design showing on both sides. I'm going to trim this now, both directions. And then because I want it to be lined up with the sentiment, I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter on one side. That way I can be sure that it lays just the way I want it. I'm going to flip that over and go ahead and get my tape runner. I like the tape Stampin' Seal for putting down tape. I just find that that sits really well. Now, I'm not sure I lined that up properly, but oh, I did pretty good. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap that around. I like to always do one side and then wrap around. And let's put our card together, and then we'll work on that front decorative piece. So this piece is going on the inside. It's just to have a nice surface to write on if you want to. You could, with a cardstock like this, omit this piece, but it's quite nice. I don't think I put that on the list of supplies. And then I'm going to use glue to glue this down. I do have a little bit of adhesive from the tape runner, which helps it sort of stay in place once I push down on it. But I love the way the matting of this card is. By working with a size that's a lot substantially smaller, I get a nice, interesting mat with it. That's what you call these edges. These are mats. If you ever frame something, people like to frame them with mats. Okay, so now all we have to do is do our little decorative piece. We'll also be putting some opalescent pearls on there. And when we're done, I'm going to show you some other cards using the same paper, but how it was used that's different. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to take my watercolor pencil, because yesterday I showed you different ways that you can color designer series paper, but today we're just going to be coloring a stamped image. I'm going to go ahead and color that in. And I'm using the same colors I used this week, yesterday, which is Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to pull in a little bit of Cherry Cobbler to add a little extra drama. I could use some green, but I'm trying to really keep my attention focused on the O. So I'm just going to add color right there. And I just added a tiny bit of Cherry Cobbler to darken the base of the flower, and I really like the drama that that creates. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see. Yeah, there you can see. I'm going to use the Wink of Stella like I did yesterday, and I'm shaking it off camera. I'm just going to put a little bit on here at the base. I am not going to try to do the letters because I know it'll go out. And let me zoom out now so that I don't forget. And now I'm going to go ahead and punch this out using the rectangular punch. And I get something that's just as nice as the other one, but just different. And I kind of like it. I am going to use some dimensionals with this, so I'll pull those out. I think I'm going to use 3. I'm going to put them on the back side. You can see I tried to stamp earlier. When you're stamping with the same color ink as your paper, which is what I did today, use Sahara Sand ink on the same color cardstock, it's sometimes smart to re-ink that before you get started. Oh, I like that just as much as I like the other one. The only thing I'm noticing is it's wobbling because I have it on that ribbon. So I am going to take a glue dot and tuck it right underneath the ribbon so that that will stay put. I'm taking my glue dot, I'm putting it right where the ribbon is, and you see how that stays put? Love me some glue dots. So 2 different cards, really beautiful layout from Darla. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of extra bling on my card. I am a person that likes 3 of everything, so I'm going to add one right here. Isn't that pretty? Such a simple card. Such an elegant finish to it. I thought I'd bring it up and so you can see the shimmer. And what's nice about this sentiment is it could be for anyone. So let me show you some of the other cards that I got from the swap. Look at how beautiful this one is. Same concept that we just had. All the different papers and ribbons. This one uses a neat embossing folder and then the happy birthday. Same ribbon again. This one does not use that paper, so I guess those are the only two I got. And this one, I just love this paper. I think it's so pretty. And then this ribbon coordinates so nicely. It's called Blushing Bride Metallic Ribbon. I hope you had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. And I hope to see you tomorrow for Fast Friday. Thanks again for watching.